All right, Cougar, are you ready?
No.
Shave a dolphin
Whatever.
into
Are you
it.
ready
Why
for
not?
your debut?
Yeah.
Go for
No,
whatever.
Marisa, put it up to your mic.
Your mic. When it's 28 seconds, just
No,
let me know.
put the speaker right up to the mic. That's not the speaker. That's not the speaker either.
Seconds. There are 3 important rules of breaking up. Don't put off breaking up when you want to prolong the situation. Only makes it worse. Tell them honestly, simply, kindly, but firmly. Don't make a big production. Don't make an elaborate story. This will help you avoid a big tear-jerking scene. If you want to date other people, just say so. Be prepared for the boy who feels hurt and rejected. Even if you've gone together only for a short time and haven't been too serious, there's still a feeling of rejection when someone says she prefers the company of others or your exclusive company. But if you're honest and direct and avoid making a flowery emotional speech when you break the news, the boy will respect you for your frankness, but honestly he'll appreciate the kind, straightforward in which you will tell him your decision. Unless he's a real jerk or a crybaby, remain friends. There's no singing part. That's what we're doing. I'm the head of the class. I'm popular. I'm popular. Whatever. I'm done.
Yeah! Welcome to the KVKL podcast.
Oh, my God.
Playoffs week 2 heading into the trophy
I'm
games.
pretty sure I'm pregnant.
That's what happens
I am
when
not the father.
That's what happens when you lose a bet with me.
Yeah.
Wishes. Oh.
We are hosted, as always, by the Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Come down for cheap drinks, karaoke, and to hear Cougars sing Popular by
Yes.
Nada Surf.
I think you should do the outro as well.
Yeah,
You should
yeah.
Sing WAP.
Oh my God.
Stay tuned till the end of the
Oh,
podcast.
Yeah.
God.
All right,
Stay for all of it.
So for the outro, we're doing Rock and Roll McDonald's.
Rock
Decided. We are joined this week by Boston Sean Meredith.
Hey, guess who's playing on Championship Sunday? How's it going, Seth?
Going great.
Hey,
Woo!
Financial law needs? What does that work?
Marisa Beaverhausen Cuevas.
You know, my normal color is red, but tonight I'm going to see if it turns blush. Just for Cougar over here. It's all for him.
Cougar's going to earn his red badge of courage before this podcast is over.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, Jason Cougar Huang.
Thank you, Tropics, for making this happen, for me singing and
Yes,
Maurice
thank
next to
you,
me.
Tropics.
Thank you, Tropics. Thanks.
And Super Sports, Seth Sanchez.
Yeah, honestly, usually not a fan of karaoke, but I'll make an exception for that one. That was wonderful.
That was a combination of karaoke and spoken word poetry.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't be happier that that's the song I picked.
I believe it.
All right. I don't think we have any announcements other than, fuck yeah, the season's almost over and we have championship games to behold.
Woo! Yes.
Also, I mean, our sponsor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This
Yeah,
week we
fuck
are
you,
sponsored
motherfucker.
by...
All these guys up here seriously swinging dicks? Okay, let's go ahead with the fucking sponsors of the team.
We are sponsored by another swinging dick, Kurt Gieser, State Farm Insurance.
Huge dong.
They're located at 1811 Wakarusa Drive, number 11. They understand the importance of being members of Lawrence community and supporting local, whether it's through peace of mind of getting insurance or helping your financial needs or questions. Also, if you have any other thing, hang on. There's too much light behind my head right now. So
It's a halo.
you can. It's a halo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you can also give Kurt Gieser and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Thank you, Kurt Gieser. Thank you, State Farm. And thank you, Marisa. Whatever man is married to you is one lucky man.
It's not
Don't
me.
flatter yourself.
It's not me. Trust me, it's not me.
All right. And thank you,
God.
Kicking Asses, for showing up in force to support.
Assets! Assets!
2 and out, but we love you guys. All right. So let's get into the games. First up, we had the Boot Semis, 8 p.m. YSC 3. It was Poshwash shows Empire the Doggy Door, 7-4. Sean?
No surprise there. No surprise there. No.
Very surprising, actually.
Yeah, very surprising that we didn't give Empire their first win ever. No, Empire played great. They're a great team, a lot of great people. It was a really fun game. It was one of those games where when it was over, it didn't feel like it should be over. It was just, you didn't want it to end. It was a close game at the end. Empire scored, I think, 4 runs in the top of the 9th.
Wow.
Made it really a close game.
Well, you haven't had him shut out until then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way to show some heart, Empire.
But it wasn't like, it was 7-0 going into the 9th, and I want to say after about the 3rd or 4th inning, they just really clicked on defense, started making plays, and came back late, but just wasn't quite enough. So
Yeah, see, I saw it differently because Empire, they waited. They waited for Sean to stop running around the field like it was his fucking field. You know, we all see the Sean Meredith field. You know, he catches the ball anywhere it's at. Okay, I just had to give you some shit there.
They call him White Bryson.
I don't
Shout out
drop
to
the
Empire,
ball.
though.
No,
Empire,
Shout out, Bryson.
Oh my
Empire's
God.
getting closer. They lost to the Scoonies by 2, and then they lost to Poshwash by 3. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Getting
that
close.
good showing a game of the week might have put
Yeah.
some chutzpah in their haunches.
No,
Don't
for
be
sure.
Jewish. That's racist. Come on. So first off, I do want to go back to the Empire game because for one, it looked bad for assets if Empire were to beat Poshwash because we were the only win for Poshwash,
Game of the week. Yep.
and that was half our team missing. But regardless of that,
Same with us.
Which I told Empire, I said, hey, Empire, you guys have been getting better and better and better. This is your chance. This is your thing. And they got 4 runs on him, and that right there is like, that was gold for them.
Going
That's
into the
looking
offseason
good.
feeling good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scored 4 runs in your
Yeah.
last at bat.
Yeah.
So
Good
thank
job.
you, Poshwash, for washing all those little Poshwashy feet of dogs and I don't know. I have nothing left. I
Oh,
have
thanks.
nothing left.
Also,
Thank
thank you,
you,
Seth, for
Seth.
making good on our bet from last year.
1 year later, I
Yeah.
got you.
Amazing.
I
Hey,
got
man,
you.
you know Welsh, though. Marisa took our dog to Poshwalk. So,
All right, good deal.
We used that coupon.
If
My
I
dog
lose a bet
is
to you, it'll take a
clean.
year for me to pay you, but I'll get it done.
It's okay. I never forget. It's fine. I would have been showing up. I would have been filing a claim in your probate estate.
Oh my God.
I am owed 1 dog wash. I have 2 dogs now, though, so
9:30 p.m. YSC 4.
Yeah.
Scoonies Reading Rockets, continuing the I hope this game never ends motif.
Yeah, you
This
saying
is
9:30
TBD.
was funny. I think it was about 10:30 on YSC 4
Yeah.
was when they got
something
started.
like that. So anyway, this one is going to get finished at 3 o'clock, I think, before the boot final.
Nice.
Sounds like both teams are on board. We'll supply refs, and then they'll have a half-hour play and then a half-hour to warm up for the next game. So
And
not
Yeah.
quite a doubleheader.
I did hear from Doofus Sean, who doesn't know how to spell. He said that they were happy they were finishing this game because it's a warm-up.
Wait, well,
Oh.
which doofus
Wait,
Sean
dude,
that
there's
doesn't
2
know how
of
to
them.
spell?
One for Rockets, one for Scoonies. Which
Yeah.
one?
Well, I mean, we all
So
know
what's-
they're-
I think it's the one on stage.
I enjoy
One on stage.
Sean Wilson.
So the Rockets
Even
are
though he
winning
doesn't know how
this
to spell
game right
as
now?
well.
Or
No,
what's
the Rockets are down 17-11.
Oh, Rockets are
with
down
2 outs in the
17-11?
bottom of the 9th.
No,
So-
bottom of the 8th.
Or 8.
Yep.
Sorry. So they'll
Anybody
have
on
to
base?
score 6 to tie.
we can
7
get
to
into that
win.
later. Okay.
Yeah,
Well.
I'm not sure if anybody's on base.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
Hunter's chance.
1 1/3 innings to come back.
You get to
Yeah.
play at Hobbs Park on Championship Sunday, even
Yep.
if it's just for 1 inning.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Way to hang out there till the lights went out.
Yeah.
All right, into the plate quarters, 5 p.m. YSC 1. R-Bar unlocked a bottle of whoop ass on Corksuckers, 11-5.
I'm not actually that surprised on it. If I can go first, I'm sorry. I didn't actually wait for any of you dicks to tell me when to go, so I'm going now because I'm in the middle.
Yeah, please don't.
And I'm a woman. Watching them against Asteroid Head, honestly, I hadn't seen Corksuckers play. I knew that they were a really good team, and I know Asteroid Head, it's depending on...
Asteroid Head wasn't playing in this game. It was R-Bar and
no,
Corksuckers.
No, but whenever I watched Corksuckers
Oh, okay,
and
okay,
Asteroid
gotcha.
Head play, it was a very, very close defensive game, and so and R-Bar was kind of just trying to get their bard. So I'm not really surprised by seeing them last week and how Corksuckers performed this week. I'm sure that it was just R-Bar looking for that fucking win and got it.
Seems like Corksuckers kind of hit a wall. They
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
out the season real great. They had that excellent result against KTC 4-2, and then I was repping that Johnny's game when they gave up 13 runs in the first
Kansas
inning, and
Street
I don't
Hero.
know
Street
that they
Hero.
ever.
Yeah, and they took a
recovered
crucial
from that.
injury there, and it
Yeah.
was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good for Arbar. I mean, getting what 2 wins or
Yeah,
2
that,
wins in the playoffs. yeah.
that tough schedule paid off in the
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they lost against Badgers the first game.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that was going to happen. Hammond?
Alex?
Yeah, I actually repped this game, and Corksuckers made a lot of unforced errors. Just dropping the ball, not being able to grab the ball at third base, not being able to grab the ball, catcher, whatever, dropping the ball at first base. Just a lot of unforced errors. And then on base, really couldn't just get anything going. They kept kicking out to the outfield. And honestly, third base for Arbar, Isaac, I think is his name. That dude made some spectacular plays on some rockets kicked at him. So Arbar came to play. Corksuckers, maybe a little bit of jitters, whatever. One thing for Arbar also to point out, which I don't see.
Arbar. Sorry, you didn't say it. Arbar.
Yeah, oddly enough, there's nobody from Arbar here,
I
for
know.
the first
I'm
time
kinda
this season.
I'm representing Arbar.
I wanted them to talk about this. Arbar is the first team I've seen play 5-4-1. 5 guys, 4 ladies, 1 non-binary.
Yeah.
And they played it at least a couple innings, if not 3 innings, in that game. So
Yeah, they've done it a few times this year.
yeah, so that's really cool of them, and they all had glory and succeeded well. So
Yeah, they're ahead of the curve. Mhm. Next, 5 p.m. YSC 3. Free State, trap that asteroid head, 22-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a super fun game. I mean, you can't talk about Asteroid Head without talking about Pat Watkins. He had an in-the-park home run that hit off the bottom of the fence that kicked away from our outfielders. He flew out to, if there were a warning track, it would have been to the warning track, and he had a few rockets. And then he was also involved in a huge collision at home plate. Our guy was coming in full speed, and Pat plays catcher. And, I mean, it was some of the most solid contact I've ever seen in kickball. So I think Pat has a trial that he's arguing on Wednesday, and he's going to be doing that with a big old black eye from that one. So
Awesome.
But is Judge Simpson helping him with that as well?
I can't speak to the judges in town. I don't know. Never met any of them, luckily. And then, but
So it's when,
Yeah.
when he walks up at
Yet.
the beginning,
He plays on the team.
oh,
So I'm saying, is there a bias there?
I don't know. Good
Pat's,
question.
Pat's going to walk up when he has to make his appearance and be like, Tyler Durden on behalf of the plaintiff.
And then, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
they play exactly like Asteroid Head always plays. They kick like crazy. They play defense like maniacs, and sometimes for better and sometimes for worse. I have to give a shout out to Missy on our team. I think she went 5 for 5 in the 8 spot or 9 spot, so she really kept our lineup going as it got towards the bottom. So, yeah, shout out to her. And, yeah, Asteroid Head, they're a good team. I'm sure they'll upset somebody next year.
I think this was the hate fuck of that round, just so you know.
Yeah.
I was actually really impressed by Free State's offense in this game.
It takes a while, but sometimes we can get it going.
Yeah. 6:30 YSC 1. We had the Porn Spatulas, Dental Dam, the Bald Beavers, 12-5.
So is this like Saran Wrap Dental Dam?
Yeah?
That's what I like to hear. Discount Dental
It
Dam.
does
Triple
not
D's.
prevent babies. Do not use it as contraceptive. Putting it out there.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
Anybody
All right.
see this game?
Nope.
No.
All right.
Watch right now.
I saw a little bit of it, like maybe the first 2 innings, and it was close. No one really got off to a hot start.
I just think Bald Beavers deserve some credit for
Oh, yeah.
the way the season panned out for them. Like, even in the
Yeah.
quarters,
Good
that's a
Cougars.
really good showing against a good team. Yeah.
South Korea Cougars. Yeah.
Go good Cougars.
Yeah. Great job, Bald Beavers.
Yay, democracy.
6:30 p.m. YSC 3, 23rd Street cripples that young spine, 20-13. Maurice's playing
How
quarters
long
up here.
did this fucking game last, though?
A long
and
time.
when did it start?
It probably started close-ish to on time. I don't know.
It started about 10, 15 minutes late.
I don't think that's going to be real fun to listen to on the audio. Just a heads up.
Oh, is it 23rd
Free
Street
State
Young
Asteroid
Spine?
Head ended
I
at
lost at both of
6:30.
them.
At 6:30.
Yes, so we
Okay.
started almost at 7.
Whew. And it went until
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You waited
Yeah.
a half hour to start the next game?
Yeah.
What?
David
Old man
wait-
Bones, I'm sorry. I had to warm up.
David waited until I basically home ref the entire game of. I don't even remember what game that was. Was that
Well, Young Spine,
Squash and Empire?
Yeah.
I got to put some
Empire.
respect on Young Spine.
He
I
said,
hadn't seen.
I have to pee and poop. Give me
Oh.
a second.
Okay.
30
Yeah.
minutes, I mean.
Direct
30
quote.
minutes.
That's right.
for a half hour.
Pee and poop.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Young Spine play this year. They've got some stellar players on their team. I think if they tighten a few things up on defense, they could definitely make some noise in the playoffs next year. Or
That was the thing that surprised me about this one is that their defense has been the steady thing all year, and they had trouble putting runs on the board, and they gave up 20 in this one. So I don't know what to make of it.
can't keep 23rd Street down
Yeah.
unless you're D-holes.
Yeah, 23rd Street doesn't know how to play against a top 20 team, so they just do what they do at a lower level team, which is why you weren't top 20. Sorry, 23rd Street. You're
I
not.
were.
can't,
They were
can't wait.
19.
Can't wait to schedule kicking asses against 23rd Street again next year.
We play them every year, and we can't beat them, but they're sneaky. They're sneaky, and they do their shit.
Well, according to you, they take a shit.
According to me, they take a shit. They take a shit, and then they go on.
On the
Rocket Man.
assets.
Next up, plate semis, 8 p.m. YSC 4. Free State takes R-Bar to John Browntown, 9-4.
How did that feel?
Yeah, we played them in the playoffs last year, and it was a fairly close game. I think it was like 11-3, so we knew we had to come out hot. And if you've ever played Free State, you know Missy is a tough pitcher. She rolls it fast.
Have you ever played Free State?
I've never played against Free
Okay,
State.
well,
No,
let's,
she pitches the ball fast and she makes you ask for it slow. And in the top of the first inning, R-Bar was in their own head so bad about that. They were so mad about her pitching. And then we came up and put 5 runs on them in the bottom of the first.
Yes.
And they chipped back away 5-4, but I think they only scored in 2 innings total, and they didn't score after the 4th or something like that. So they kind of had a little meltdown in the first inning that they weren't able to recover from. Alex gave the third baseman on R-Bar some credit for the first game. This game, I don't know. I think he needed to put his shirt on because he was too sweaty, and their first baseman couldn't catch the ball.
Slipping out.
It was slipping
Yeah.
out of his hands every
Yeah.
single time. Yeah. So
Was
playing
Missy
shirt-
pitching in the first game of the season when you guys played Triple X?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say, hey, shout out to Missy on fucking Free State.
Hanging
Hell
tough.
yeah, ladies.
Yeah.
Let's go. Way to be a fucking pitcher and be good. Right now, it's all about men pitching.
Well, not
so
for Free State.
Missy pitching on Free State.
Yeah.
Hey, they're in it. They're
We
in
had
for the-
Missy, Lindsay, and Emily all pitch. So yeah, we changed it out. R-Bar, I can't remember the guy on R-Bar, but he hit a home run. So shout out to him. Congratulations. It was a interference aided home run because our left fielder decided to stand in the third base line for some reason, and he ran him over pretty good. So
Home run.
We had We had 2 solid collisions in our game, so we're happy.
So do better infield for Free State. Do
Well, he was
better.
an outfielder.
Sorry, outfield. Don't be in the collision area.
He
Wait,
felt bad
how?
about it.
What?
Yeah, he was just coming in trying to back something up. I don't know.
Freelancing.
Yeah, making a play.
Okay.
Helping out.
It's either it's a Sean Meredith move, who typically runs outfield, infield, all field, or it's an Alex Hammond loves Alex Hammond, and it's an Alex Hammond move.
Also,
He's like, okay.
I
whatever.
take offense to you saying that we have all male pitchers in the league. Now I kind of feel like Cougar and I will take one for the team and catch if you want to pitch.
The Tropics say,
I am not
Hold
up
on.
for a threesome with you two, so that's off the table.
Honestly,
That took about 20 minutes to get to in the
the
podcast.
only
All right.
time a
Glad we
male
got that out of the way.
No threesomes allowed.
The only time a male
All
pitched
right,
for
next
us
subject. Who's up next?
one
Who's
time
up
this
next?
year.
What is that?
9:30 p.m. YSC 3. Triple X binds and gags the Screamers.
Good
15 to
timing.
5.
they got the BT down. They
15 to
forgot
5.
the K.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think the
Screamers
K was
got
the
some
kick.
Yeah.
points. You
Fine
made
torture
it.
and kick.
Ball gag is fine too.
Wasn't a shutout.
Kickball, after all.
Kickball
Is your
gag.
wife okay with that?
What's that?
Ben said it. I didn't. I said, "Is your wife okay with that?" Ben said, "Ball gag." I didn't.
Can we
Fine
hear
with
about this game?
whatever I tell her to do.
Woo.
Just don't tell her I said that.
All right. David, tell us about this game.
Hey, Triple X, great game for them. Congratulations to them to make it to the final. They played very well. We had a hot start because we had less than an hour to prepare for this game because our game ended so late. we ran out of gas, 5th or 6th inning. They broke it open late. We had a lot of mental errors. But they won. We want next year.
You guys didn't have
And I
very-
want to thank first Commissioner Ethan Fincham making this great schedule that helped us and maybe some other teams. You know who you are. That had a great season. We had a great season. More competitive games. It worked out very well for us. So thank you, and we hope to do this in the future.
Yeah,
second
for all the
that.
consternation about teams that didn't have a lot of wins being quote unquote seeded too high, they all played to seed.
Yep.
So, good job, guys.
David, on your comment about running out of gas, didn't you only have 10 or 11 players on Sunday? Or did you have a bunch of subs? I can't remember.
No, we only had 11. We only had 7 dudes. My leadoff kicker Garrett was out of town this weekend.
Yeah, but David's
we had
worth at least
4.
2.5 guys by himself.
Hey,
That,
David,
while true, I had 4 season-ending injuries.
David,
The
I'm
guys
curious.
so, yeah.
How many players do you normally play with during this last season?
I just said I had 4 season-ending injuries to guys during the
only
season.
4 people.
Yeah,
Wait,
only.
what?
Sorry. I made it through the
11,
season.
10.
Sorry.
I think it's understandable to run out of gas on the 9:30 game if you only have 11 people. That's fair.
Maybe.
Yeah,
not,
when
and we were at field 6, not 3, so we had to
know.
drive in,
I know.
circle the parking lot, and drive back out because there were no parking spaces, and then walk back in.
Exhausting.
Hey,
We were a
David.
little bit worn out.
David,
Yo.
when you're 62 and you need a little protein shake, just take it. It's okay.
What?
Take that little protein shake.
So next season?
Next
When I turn
season,
62?
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I'll get on that. Thank you.
Twain Quarters, 5 p.m. YSC 2. Honey Badgers, Silence Jazz House, 7-1. Is Rick still around?
Rick
Yep.
didn't pay
Lawrence
the
here.
There
kids.
he is.
There's Rick.
Rick didn't pay the kids.
Honey Badgers
That's
isn't
what
here because
happened.
they're
Not enough
rehabbing.
jewels.
Not enough jewels. Not
Honey
enough
Badgers are a
gold.
great ball team. They are. They're a great club. They've got enthusiasm to burn. Some people don't like them, but I love them. They're passionate competitors. We've had great games with them in the past. We've never beat them ever. Those dickheads. And I can see why they don't have any friends because they yell too much. And when they're winning, they make the other team feel really bad. And luckily, we have thick skins, but I can see how some teams would start to cry when the Honey Badgers get excited. One of my favorite things to see in all of kickball, I swear, is when Kenny Camberline, the captain, comes running in from the plate, and if he scored from farther than, third base, he runs halfway up the fence.
Yep.
His
Every
momentum.
time.
Every time. It's just kind of cool, guys. It's kind of cool, yeah. So yeah, no, that was a great game for them. We just couldn't get any offense going against them. Our defense did really well, but we just couldn't get any offense. So yeah. So congratulations to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, the score sheet tells the same story. Through the 6th, Honey Badgers only allowed 3 over the minimum.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
tough to win that way.
Locking it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Next, 5 p.m. YSC 4. Red Lion. Popular. Woo!
Yeah.
Give the KBC Tropics the Todd Foster treatment.
Oh,
Woo!
he
Yeah.
wasn't stopping.
Cougar,
Again,
Yeah.
Cougar.
Wait, give us the final score. Tell us what happened.
12-11
11.
in 10 innings?
It was-
10 and
was-
10,
it-
10, 10.
And correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
it
11,
wasn't
10.
it 10-2?
It
10 to
was
1.
11,
It was
10.
10 to 1 at
10
one
to
10 to
point.
1. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, Pendries.
So, Red Line had their
Happy
meltdown.
birthday.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Matthew's happy birthday. Anyway, so the Red Line had their defensive meltdown in the 5th inning. There, Ben, is like we had
Yeah.
allowed 6 runs.
Yeah.
The defensive meltdown
With
and
2 outs.
2 outs. Yeah, it was a 2-out rally.
They were all. There was only one base runner on with 2 outs.
No, correct. That's correct. And Tropics capitalized on it. So, and then what was it? The 6th inning where I believe, or 7th inning, whatever like that. Runner on third, runner on first with 1 out. Kicked over to Lindsey Murray at shortstop, and for what reason the runner on first took off? I don't know why. And then he got doubled out at first.
Bad
And then at the
base
time
coaching.
when it happened, I said to myself, "This is a turning point. Even a 10-1 lead, it's a turning point." And unfortunately, I was right because Red Line kept chipping away at the lead. Some unfortunately key defensive errors by the Tropics at inopportune times.
Well, but good kicking too by Lions.
Good kicking too.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
they
before
get
you
extra
start
outs, yeah.
talking, I just want to say, you said they kept chipping away. I'm sorry. for one, I'm pretty sure that Cougar was like totally brain dead because I've never seen him actually run out with a team to the back of the field and then come back and still be like, yeah, team, when he's like basically like on his hands and knees being like, yeah, team, let's go.
Was this pregame?
It's pregame. I don't have to see. We don't have to see it.
Out, and it's super cute and it's super great, but also I've never seen him exert so much energy in. It was really great. So he doesn't have an entire accurate description of the entire game.
What are you talking about?
KBC had it all the way.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. It
I'll
was
get
10-2 until like the 7th inning.
10. Go ahead, Cal.
Here's
Yeah, you
Cal.
want to see it?
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I just wanted to give a shout out to two of my best friends, Lindsay Murray and Chris Neverby. I heard they had outstanding games. Thank you.
Yep. Chris did great. Lindsay kicked in Todd for the winning run.
Yep.
Also, quick shout out to Aaron Newton in the audience here. Scored his last 3 times up, including the tying run in the 10th.
Yep.
He was the tying run.
Did you guys have to score in the bottom of the 9th to extend it, or was it
They
tied?
did.
We did.
Yeah.
We scored 1
they
in the
had
bottom
to
of the 9th
score
to
it.
extend it, and then KBC scored 1 in the top of the 10th,
Correct.
if I remember right.
Correct.
And then we got 2 runs in
Yep.
in the bottom
Todd
of the 10th to
getting
win
the
it.
game-winning run. Yeah.
But I do want to say that Lion looked very sloppy.
I haven't seen Nevervee move so fast though.
He's been
in
kicking
such a
great
long
this
time.
year.
He,
Yeah.
he kicked very
really
well against
but
us.
I want to say it was like the 3rd or 4th inning, right after the bad inning. I don't know if he moved to center, but I noticed that he was in center because he made 2 of the 3 outs.
He also
And then
made a great catch in right.
In the next
Yeah.
inning, he had moved to right and
Yeah.
had an amazing catch
He did.
down the
He
line
did.
to end the inning.
Yeah.
Yep.
With I think with bases loaded.
I think is that okay to say their center fielder was gone. So both Chris and Ben, who play right field,
Yeah.
had to play right
Swapped
center.
in and out.
Yeah.
Had to do some things. Although Aaron Newton did have some great catches.
Yeah, Aaron did great.
And then as far as unfortunately the Tropics,
wasn't drunk enough.
the Tropics were missing their right fielder because what was that nickname you called him there, Ben?
Milk carton Corey.
Milk carton Corey. Yeah, he wasn't there, so that
He was
put our
in
team.
absentia.
Was this an
again.
excused absence or an MIA type situation?
It was a milk carton situation.
It was a milk carton
Again?
situation.
You're-
Oh,
you're-
man.
So
me like
as the
that.
owner of this team, Cougar, or a quote unquote sponsor,
Oh boy.
is this a discussion you have with the captains about his continued playership?
They
on-
will continue.
on the
They will discuss.
KBC
They will discuss that at a
Kickball
later
Club?
time. They will discuss later time.
Only,
Anyways,
only
Terrible
when they
name.
allow the happy
God,
ending.
Pedri, please change that. Just
anyways.
drop the KBC. Tropics is cool.
He basically
KBC's gotta go,
Dennis
Cougar.
Rodman you.
Yeah.
went to Vegas for like
Yeah,
40 hours.
But he
exactly.
came back.
never came back. He
But he
said,
never came back. Yeah.
All right,
Fuck
it-
your
But I will say this
emails.
real quick, Ben. Credit to you at Kicking Wise. God, you're savvy. You know exactly where to go with a 1-2 step wind up there.
That's the
you,
Sierra in him.
Yeah, but you found a way to spray the balls where it needed to go and help your team. So
That's what she said.
credit to you, Ben.
Don't say Ben and spray balls ever in the same sentence.
No.
Let's go ahead and
Let's
move on.
do that
What's the
as
next-
many
what's the
times as
next-
But
know
it's
what
true.
Cougar's
He
mind.
sprayed balls where it
I
needed to
just
go.
want to get this in real quick.
Moving on.
KBC Tropics Red Line had 2 fantastic games this year. A lot of
Yeah,
respect
they
for
did.
those guys. They play
Great
really
games.
hard. Yeah.
And,
Six-
yeah, and that's why he lost the bet and saying.
Go.
6:30 p.m. YSC 1. Red Legs charge off the home loans 5-2. Good showing by home loans again.
Didn't they have a close game earlier this year too?
It was his home.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a rematch too?
It was
Yeah.
a rematch.
Yeah.
The final score was
It's like week 2 or something, week 3. It was within 3 or 4 runs, I think.
8-5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Red Legs won 8-5.
Same,
Yep.
same
Yep.
distance. Just the defense is better. That's what happens in the playoffs, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Maybe don't wear the long shirts.
Yeah. Update the unis next year, home loans.
I've heard a lot of complaints from a lot of your players.
I'd just say those-
Don't do it.
Those shirts
That-
cost you 3 runs in both of these
that-
games.
Yeah.
But also going shirtless is a risk.
That is totally an option.
Or
Sweaty.
a leopard print lingerie is also an
Oh,
option.
God.
So maybe take the shirt part off and just wear the sleeves.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can
Okay.
wrap the ball
No,
up.
Good idea.
no. Abolish sleevery.
Wait, I feel like you're going
Just
for,
say no
I
to
feel like
sleeves.
You're saying all Bryson shit right now. Just wear gloves.
I'm thinking of the sleeves like leg warmers.
You could cut off the sleeves and use them as like.
No, I feel like
Bandanas,
you're just
do-bag,
going, you're just going
do-rags,
Bryce
yeah.
route right now. Gloves.
6:30 YSC 5 D holes cornhole the drum stoppers 15-7.
At least they kept.
Haman's
it
coming
close.
up.
I
There it
did
comes,
hear
Alex.
that they stopped being dicks and didn't bunt.
Yeah, we stopped bunting in like the third. No, it was a fun game, and props to drop stoppers. With all the maelstrom around the situation with the forfeit that happened that allowed
Maelstrom.
That was a solid
Yes.
word.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I just
Somebody look at their word a day calendar.
Had to
Wordle.
reach into the thesaurus there. But yeah, props to drop stoppers for coming out and still wanting to play. They very well could have taken their licks after Young Spine and just not come out.
Yeah, and you could have also not played to your full potential,
Yeah.
but you did.
Yeah,
So in the tournament, you play like you want to fucking play.
yeah, well, we
So
played.
it's not
we didn't beat.
giving hey, kudos to them for actually playing. It's like you didn't not play knowing that they were only brought in because of a forfeit. You played like
Shenanigans,
you actually
if you will.
had to play.
Oh yeah.
So
we put it down on them.
Give it to the
I'm not.
top
I'm not.
starters
I'm
for
not.
being like,
I'm not
hey,
gonna
kudos,
discount.
you're playing like you want to play. Like don't downsize.
Yeah,
here.
I'm not gonna discount the game of what
Sorry,
what
I was
we
trying to
did.
say it.
I want to turn this into Crossfire and be like, no, D-Holes deserves 0 credit here.
Yeah,
Fuck you guys.
Wait, you
But
mean Crossfire the board
it was
game?
a fun game. I mean, I don't know that I've ever played against drop stoppers or in any other iterations. If I haven't, it would have been years and years ago. But it was a fun game to play. Great people. Sam Beham is actually here.
How many
And he's not
homers,
and he's not
how many
injured. Thank
homers
God
did
he's not
he
injured.
get?
Hands.
no, it was just pure
Hands
no-fly
for
zone.
days.
That's our no-fly
No
zone right
gloves needed.
there. No gloves needed.
The
no-fly
gloves
zone.
are off with Sam.
Bryson is mostly no-fly zone.
It's no fly zone versus Sam Dam. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bickle and Ariel did great in this game, as they've continued to do in the last 6 games, effectively, including the playoffs. They're always.
Did you hear
on-
that, Bickle?
on
He said
base.
you sucked the first half of the
Yeah,
season.
looking at those score sheets, those guys
hope you heard
get on
that.
base and score almost every single time.
Yeah, they're. Yeah, we made
Anytime
some
Alex is
adjustments
gonna
with them.
talk, I'm just gonna talk over him, just to
Why?
say, hey,
Why?
yeah, you got the fucking win. What's
All
the
right.
matter?
Yeah,
really?
let's let him talk.
What
This
did
is
you
what we're
win?
here for. People wanted shit on the notes, and I'm sure that there's no notes on the board. So.
Oh wait, I want to hear about the issues.
About the what?
What was the ish?
The ish. That's in the other game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that comes later.
Nice.
But yeah, no, everybody did
What's
great
your
this game.
beef?
And
Shut the fuck up, Sean. He wants to talk.
All right. Come on, let's let Alex talk. Or he's done. You good? All right.
I said shut up, Sean. Not.
What you got next, Ben?
Twin semis, 8 p.m. YSC 2. Honey Badgers tame Red Lion 10-7. This game was not as close as the final score would indicate.
Ben got really, really, really dirty, and I thought maybe he was digging me a huge fucking bouquet of flowers, but it was not the case.
I was digging a hole for my team.
Did you guys score a bunch in the ninth to make it look respectable?
I think we scored 2 or 3 in the ninth. Yeah. We felt like we were down by 5+ the entire game. So
Honey Badgers versus Red Lion. What was that at 8 or 9:30? What'd you say?
8.
8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That had a little potential to get spicy.
Yeah, it was there was not really a whole lot of arguments or anything like that. My not discussion question was, is Red Lion just too old to play double headers now? We lost, so we didn't have Austin to start with for either of these past 2 weeks, and then we lost Jared during this game. And so we did come to the 11 through top of the lineup in the last inning, and so there was a chance, but we were always going to be a couple kickers short. So. But I do want to credit, in both of these games, I want to credit our ladies because they basically started the rallies that got our boots moving in both of these games. That's not even talking about Lindsay kicking in the winning run in the game before, but our ladies played fantastic all weekend, and the guys were hiccuping all over the place.
Yeah.
I dropped a ball in the first game and punched myself in the chest, and now I have bruised ribs.
I don't get to have
Is that
sex
true?
for
Like,
3
like-
weeks
oh my
now.
gosh.
Like
Sex
drop
is off
ball
the
and
table.
then punch yourself.
It
or,
all
as
happened at
part
the
of
same
drop,
time.
you
I
punched
basically
yourself?
jump roped my arm.
Oh wow.
And my leg kicked my fist into my chest while I was dropping the ball, and then my chest hit the ground and compressed, and so now I can't breathe heavy.
Not breathing so good, huh?
No, he didn't even actually say it accurately. When he went to dive for it, I imagine he said, "Nope, sex out of the question. This is for the game. Game. Oh shit! All of a sudden, it fucking hurts." So
Leave it all on the field. Good job, Ben.
That's right.
Nothing.
That's why I said I have to be the catcher now.
He catches it on his stomach and he rolls over to like show possession.
Back shots.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Cougar, don't sigh. You're the caterpillar catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honey Badgers played great. They're tough to defend because they have. I think I was talking to Alex about this when he was asking about how what they kick like, and I'm like,
All over?
Yeah, their leadoff kicker will kick, and then 2 through 4 or 5 could bunt or kick line drive. So it's kind of tough to figure out where they're going to be.
Yeah, it's a fucking bouncy ball. Really tough where you're gonna kick that shit, right?
Right.
By the way, that's key why Honey Badgers did a little bit better than last weekend. They had RJ. They had Ryan.
Yeah.
He was in Chicago last week for his brother-in-law's birthday.
Yeah,
so,
Ryan's tough.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, they played great. Not a whole lot of defensive errors or anything like that. We had a couple bobbles and stupid plays here and there, but they were just the better team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's usually what happens when you lose. You lose to a better team. So thank you for saying
Not
that.
always.
Just
Not
a little
always.
bit of mansplaining out there. For those of you who don't know, a little bit of mansplaining.
Well,
Hey, I'm sorry. Gotta do it.
I guess. I don't know if that's the hill to die on that one. Just
Yeah,
saying
no.
the better
I'm
team
not dying
won.
here. I'm still going.
All right.
9:30 YSC 1. D-Holes kneecap the Redlegs 12-10.
Good win,
Oh,
D-Holes.
boy.
Better team did not win here.
According to
Just kidding, buddy.
I think most of the people on the podcast last week.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the spread was last week. Yeah, this was a fantastic fucking game. Last time we played Redlegs, I think that we were up on them like 11-1 or something, and we ended up losing 17-12. So we did we made some adjustments this time, and I mean, we made an adjustment in the middle of the season to move Cedric to catch, move me to pitch. Hathaway came out of retirement to run third base. We flip-flopped Ariel and Bickle on the offense, having Hathaway's boot there in the 3 spot now, and his base running has been fucking great. So we made, like I said, we made adjustments, and we were able to have it culminate in finally being able to get back to the Twain championship again. Ariel, Bickle, Hathaway, all fantastic. Ethan, I think, has been fucking like damn near 1,000 for the
He's a
last
baller.
6 games also.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's been moving all up and down the lineup wherever we need him. Sam Beham, no-fly zone again, caught everything that came near him and things that didn't. We stopped them. We just kneecapped them, like Ben said. We kept out throwing their lead runner. Bickle put the ball from the outfield at catcher, stopping runs. I think they had bases loaded on us twice, and they had like 1 out or 1 run or 0 runs. So, yeah.
I should probably know this because we play you in the Twain seemingly every year, but have you guys ever won the Twain?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They won
Yeah,
one.
we won in
They beat the
16.
Goats.
In
Yeah.
16? Okay.
Can I tell you the funny story about when the D-Holes did win the Twain? They put a donut on it.
Oh.
And then they got really pissed off once that donut, after it was screwed down hardcore, got taken off by Lion.
Wow.
Versus the
It
Squids.
was actually a precious ornament. So it was actually, there was like a personal thing along with
Yeah.
that too.
So note to self, kickball is great and all, but don't do things that are sentimental.
Fair. So to answer your question earlier, that when I was up here, you asked
Did I
about
ask
the
you a
controversial.
question?
Yeah,
Yeah, about the
Yeah, the-
You
chicanery.
waited
controversial
to
play.
answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So,
There was controversy.
so yeah, top of the 9th.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, top of the 9th. Ethan tried to bunt on, and thrown out, not out. Daniel at first base called him safe. Said that Jose pulled his foot, and from there, that's where they went with. Home plate ref didn't see it that way, but
Was that the winning run?
that
the
that
winning
became
play?
the run that went up, put us up, and that really kind of broke Redlegs. They
And you
were
beat them.
very angry
So it was a close call on what, the first out?
Yeah, first out.
Oh.
No, sorry, second. Ethan was the second kicker. He would have been
Way
the
to
second
use
out.
your leg,
Okay, so
Ethan.
there was one out already.
Way to use that long
And it was,
appendage.
you said that was in the top 9 and
It was top 9, 10 game.
tie
at that
game.
time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, they were a little bit upset.
But you ended up putting 2 on them that inning?
We put 2 on, and then their first two kickers were just fly out, both to Sam.
Yeah.
And then we just sat. That's all we had to
Okay.
do.
I didn't see the play happen, but I did hear Shane holding court from left field.
Shane was livid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you guys did win that game, yeah?
We did win the game.
There
yes.
you go.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Ethan had a couple notes on this one, too. He said Jordan and James gave some of the best coaching I've ever seen. They'll stay top tier as long as they have that. He also said Bernie was on fire in both games, got pumped about how well she was playing, and it was infectious. And just a quick note, there were only, unless I'm reading this wrong, there were only 3 upsets this weekend. One was Arbar over Cork, which I think
Yeah.
was the biggest upset of the tournament by seed.
That was
Yeah.
like 9 or 8.
25
Yeah.
to 16.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
9.
Because I think 7 was the biggest of the first round.
Yeah,
that was into it.
We don't need to talk about
Yeah.
that one. And then the other two were both in the Twain semis, proving again that the cup is boring and the Twain is where it's at.
Yeah, it is.
All right, next up, Cup quarters, 5 o'clock, YSC 2. Kansas Tree Care survives a scare against JWE, 11-10.
I see the suit. Let's not waste any time. Let them
So,
Tigers roar.
I kind of want to say, sorry, Sue. You were the second game we ever played in the season, and we only lost by you by 6, I think it was. 4?
I don't think he's thinking
4 or
about that at
5?
this point. I think he's thinking about losing to
I don't
KTC
see
by
the
1.
numbers,
Kansas Tree Care.
Would be my guess.
Avery,
What the
Avery.
fuck are you talking about?
What are you wearing?
Jesus Christ, lady.
all right, Avery, get the game.
So anyway, in relevant
Avery.
shit, this game
Avery, the
happened.
games.
What? What's up, Cougs?
No, just talk about the game. That's all. I'm done. No.
I don't
Are
even
you going to
remember.
unzip and get naked for us and start dancing? Because that's really what I want.
I'll start pantsing later.
I can dance on you.
That was a good game. We were down 9-3 in the 7th. We had a 6-run inning to tie it at 9. They went up 1, and we were down to 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Shear kicked a grounder to Nick Devin at shortstop and beat it out. We had a runner from third score. And then Josh came up later in that inning, runners at first and second, 2 down, and they shifted to a 4 outfielder thing. And, like Booze Cruz, they're like 4 kicker guy. He made a weird read on it and tried to like chip it over a shortstop when I thought he should have just blasted it at second. But, I'm not going to like give him advice on kicking because,
He kicked like a triple or something like to bring you guys back in it, though, didn't he?
Well, he kicked a triple over Alex.
Yeah.
Like Alex had his hands on, but he said it had topspin. He kicked a grand slam down the line that burned Turtle. He was fucking great all game. And then the bottom of the 11th, we'd held him for like a couple like straight innings, and I just made it like a shitty throw on an Angela bunt, and they scored a runner from second. And it'll only haunt me for until I forget things.
Next 5 years, whatever. It's fine.
Oh, easily longer than that. I'm still haunted by shit 5 years ago that wasn't even that cool. Anyway, it was a really good game, and we play a lot of other sports with like Nick and Alex McKee, and like Kenny's going to play soccer with us in the fall, so it's not like you're going to be like mad like it's like playing like guys like that, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it might haunt you, but everybody else in the league, I'm pretty sure, was just impressed with how you guys almost beat
No
them.
doubt, yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of down until that like 6-run rally, and then it was like.
I heard the cheering from a field over.
A 6-run rally against Kansas Tree Care. Most teams don't score 6 runs against them in a game. That's fucking impressive.
Yeah, in our first 2 games, we scored 11 runs versus Bunt and Grind, and then 11 runs versus Honey Badgers, and then we only scored 10. If we'd scored 11, we kept it going, our run pace, we would have advanced. Anyway.
Good job, JW.
Thanks, Avery. 5 o'clock, YSC 4. Love Garden tells Johnny's about its 1 month limit. 4-2.
Close game. I mean,
Close game, yeah,
Johnny's can
yeah.
bring the defense against pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to look at the box score on this or the score sheet on this one, but in the previous playoff round, I repped a Johnny's game, and they batted 12, including 5 dedicated ladies spots. I think that was against Lion, actually. So if they did that against, if they're doing that in the playoffs, that's super impressive.
Speaking of really good defense, my friend Kirby, this is his first year in the league, and I was reffing on a different field, and I watched him make a diving catch in right field. I think everyone in YSIC saw it, and it was just, I think that was the momentum, the big momentum shift that they were able to keep. So go Kirby.
Good job, Kirby.
Way to go, Kirby.
Go, Kirby.
You're the fucking man.
Not far offset. They kicked 8-4.
8-4.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did was that game Love Garden ahead the whole time, or was it back and forth?
Johnny scored 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 9th.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
and
Squids had a pretty good control on it.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I was 1-1 heading into the bottom of the 6th, and then Squids put up another 2, another 1 in the bottom of the 8th.
For all the crap that Johnny's got on this podcast all year long,
Yeah.
to go down in the quarterfinals 4-2 against Love Garden, nothing to hang your head up.
They
No,
really
not
came
at all.
on at the end of the year.
They did.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, the crap came from Cal over there, shitting on Johnny's.
All right. Next up, we had. I lost where I was.
YSC2.
Yeah, 6:30 YSC2 Harbor Machine-like over Shirt Factory 11-2.
Well, the
didn't-
Shirt Factory made it back to quarters. That's something, so. Yeah.
Cal, what you got on this
Cal,
one?
what you got on Shirt Factory?
Or Jess.
Oh, here. Hi, Jess.
Guys, so everyone knows Cal has a broken hand. So we finger. Okay,
Phalange.
but-
One phalange.
So we still want her to kick, obviously, and so she had to play one in on defense. And they kicked it to her, and
Yeah.
she caught it.
Hell yeah.
No,
Yeah.
don't sell her short. Over the shoulder,
Yeah.
Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So that was like obviously super hype, and
Yeah.
like she doesn't need it. It's fine. But yeah, I don't know what.
Were you pitching? Did you pitch?
No, she played second.
Oh, second. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like that would be.
I wish it were as easy to wipe my butt with my left hand as it was to catch a ball with my left hand.
Here's Lauren.
Here's our
I
other
would
broken finger
highly
person.
advise you to listen to Dr. Lincecum and take it easy on yourself. God damn it, Cal.
She's got a championship to win.
The broken finger duo.
Right.
There you go. And here's Rick.
That was a shameless plug for Dr. Lincecum from Ortho, Kansas. He's worked on Lauren. He's worked on her. And he worked on my wife, who broke her arm earlier this summer. Yeah, so I reffed that game. Harbor Lights looks amazing, you guys. Their offense is a thing to behold. It's a wonderment. They are a ferocious, high-scoring team. The first 4, good luck stopping those guys. Defense was really, really good. Not to leap the conversation, but it's going to be another great championship matchup. Yeah, and Harbor Lights maybe
we'll get to that
right
in a minute.
now. And Cougar, you can argue this with me because I know you love to argue, but they might have the best squad they've ever had. And
I
Sean
don't think
doesn't.
there's much to argue
Yeah,
with that
and
one.
so
Their
yeah,
best
so that,
squad ever had their own franchise. I don't think I argue against that. No.
it's man, they sure look.
Yeah,
I mean, they
I
look
agree.
really, really, really great.
Especially with Olivia,
Oh.
the best free agent signing, Bryson. Of
Yeah,
the
in center
offseason.
field, no less,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
It's going to make it that much more interesting when they shit the bed in the championship game. 6:30 p.m. YSC4 Post House. Once, twice, 3 times the Ladybird. 16-5.
So I ref this game.
No rent.
Yeah, so no rent. Yeah, exactly.
No
So I
rent.
ref this game. By the way, how did Bryson do? He caught every ball, so there's that. Moving on. So Harpies, they had to play, I wouldn't say almost a perfect game, but pretty much almost a perfect game against Post House to have a puncher's chance against Post House. But they didn't. They had too many errors on defense, too many drop balls, throwing the ball to the pitcher to stop the
hero
runners.
throws,
The hero throws as well.
Kinda set a tone
Grant
early.
was guilty of that.
So basically, what people on this podcast said all year long was going to be the downfall of Harpies against the top tier teams is exactly
Was
what
the
happened.
downfall.
Exactly. And also, what they're they tried to throw the ball to the pitcher to stop the running, and unfortunately, that didn't happen. So the runners kept running. Also, remember in the past that Harpies was guilty of cowboy up running, of being disciplined running? Yeah, that bad habit reared its ugly head again. And they
Both teams got tagged a little bit in that, especially early.
That's
in
true.
the game.
Going home, Post House did. You're right, but that didn't really hurt them. Harpies, their cowboy running, that really hurt them. So those errors, like
what I saw was after Post House got up by a handful, and it was clear that Harpies was not going to be able to shut down the top of their lineup. I sensed some. This is inevitable from Harpies.
Yeah.
Like they didn't give up or anything like that. I just like the energy kind of.
No, but they did not play smart in the beginning part of the game.
Yep.
And that gave the extra outs to Post House and the smelling blood in the water, and it was over.
Yeah. When they got up on offense, they stuck it out. They put up a good fight. It was just too tall an order.
Yeah.
The
Post
teams
House has had this one circled on their calendar all year long because Harpies was preseason number 3, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
Post House thought that was their spot, and
they were slighted. Yep.
wanted to prove that.
Yep.
Preseason rankings matter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask something about that. Is there a discussion portion of this podcast?
Yeah. There
okay.
is.
Okay.
Next up, Cup semis, 8 p.m. YSC 1. Kansas Tree Care celebrates New Year's early, turns over the calendar, and declares an end to the Year of the Squid. 7-6.
Yep. It's supposed to be Year of the Squids.
No.
Not anymore.
Apparently, yeah.
So does that mean the documentary's over?
I guess so.
Documentary's over, yeah.
The buck stops here?
Yeah, that's not a Hollywood ending.
No, it's not.
No.
I mean, it's a good
This is
showing.
not Fever Pitch.
They were up for a
It's not
decent
Fever
portion of
Pitch.
this game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and here's the one that broke the hearts of Love Garden is Nicole.
Hello. Love Garden was amazing. That's literally all I have to say. They were fantastic. They have such amazing team chemistry. They pick each other up and they don't get down when they're down. And, that's kind of our thing, too. And I think that's the only reason we got through this game. But nothing but love for them. They are fantastic. I will say the best part of the entire game to me was when Kenny and Nick switched pitcher and catcher.
They did.
While Mike was up, and Mike's face was just priceless. I asked him about it later, and he was like, "Oh, you saw that?" I was like, "Yeah, I saw that." But they were fantastic.
Did he get on base against Kenny?
He did.
No.
He kicked, right? No? Oh.
Whoa.
Did not.
Oh, he kicked.
On. Did he kick on? Yeah. Not on bunting, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But they were amazing.
Speaking of that, I saw. I didn't put it on Facebook Live or whatever. You been doing that, or was that like a playoff only adjustment? Does anybody know?
It was an adjustment. Tyler,
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Tyler, made a lot of adjustments in the playoffs, and I think it showed. I think they were right there. I think, there was one specific error that I think of that, really can't happen in games like that.
Yeah, I know
against
you're talking
KTC.
about.
It's
yeah.
like you have to
Kansas
throw
Tree
the ball
Care.
to
Kansas Tree Care's
Tyler.
ass.
You have to throw the ball to Tyler at catcher to make that play, and so
Yep.
that kind of really hurt them. I mean, obviously, in a game where you lose by 1 in extra innings, you can't
You
all
can't do
those
hero
little
throws.
mistakes
Yep.
add up, and talking into
Yep.
walk-off runs by KTC. It's like that's
Kansas
what
Tree Care.
that's what they're notorious for, and if you give them a chance, they're going to find a way, and so you just can't give them a chance. But I thought Tyler did a really good job making adjustments, and that looked like a team ready to compete for that.
22 innings of kickball on Sunday. How you feeling?
How you feeling, Kenneth?
A little rough. Being gone last week definitely hurt.
Yeah, you look like you're in terrible shape.
Yeah.
I feel a lot worse.
I know. We think yeah.
I will say shout out to Love Garden. Unfortunately, not having Jake there,
That's a big
I
loss.
think definitely affected him.
Yeah.
Told, I've said it numerous times. I was like, if I had Jake on my team, there is no one else I'd want up to bat with bases loaded or even runners at first and second.
We saw it twice
he's
at
gonna
Game of the
score.
Week.
I mean,
Yep.
that's what he
Yep.
does.
Mm-hmm.
So, fortunately for us, he wasn't there. I love competing against him. Great guy. But, Love Garden, it was a great game. All
It
the way
was.
through, so.
It was.
Yeah. You hear that, Jake? Kenny says,
Yeah.
get your shit together and
It's your
move back to
fault.
Lawrence.
Who the
Your
hell
fault
moves
you
to
lost.
St. Louis?
Get the hell
Boo.
out of St. Louis.
So I think this just cements the fact that it's a top 4 in KVKL. I mean, Love Garden lost to Muddy last year by 1 in the semis, and then they lose
in
to
extra innings.
And they lose to Street Care by the same amount. So next year, when we're talking about potential champions,
That actually just
they
popped
got to
up
be right
in
in there.
my memories because of the close call at second base that was called safe in that game.
Yeah. Friedman needs
And
to
it
give
was
up
the
that
correct
pro
call,
bell
by the
cheese
way.
and come
So-
back for the big stinky cheese.
Yeah.
All right, next up, YSC 2 and 9:30. It was Harbor Lights condemning Post House 12-4.
No yelling in this game at all.
There was a little bit
whatsoever.
at the beginning.
None whatsoever.
There
no
actually-
warnings. Nothing.
They were very well behaved after some chippiness in like the second or third inning.
Enough of this, Jess. How much did you enjoy this, and how much you were rubbing Bryce's
I think there
face?
was some
Listen,
questions
the-
about
the
the pitching,
yelling-
right?
The yelling was done once Post House realized they had no chance. Like once we stopped their belief, then they were like, okay. But no, I mean overall they're a good team. It's just when we kick well, you don't have a chance. Like honestly, like I've obviously have a ton of friends on Post House, and I've talked to a couple of them. But it's like I didn't really think they made a ton of errors. There were a couple blatant ones that they made, like Colin not stepping on home when we had bases loaded. To get the force out instead trying to throw it at the runner. And then, Marcus trying to throw it at Trey and missed. They didn't do a good job of covering second. There was a couple times where it's like they could have got the out at second, but nobody off the ball was moving. But I thought they were a really good team. You never can count them out at any point. Like, even though we were up by quite a bit, they're really good kickers. I mean, top to bottom. Like, we would get through part of the lineup. Like, we talked about Cal having to go in an inning, you know what I mean? But every time it'd be like, okay, well, Santos, Richard, and Ricky are up. It's like, where is like the time where you don't have to worry about there being a spot to kick at, in a girl with one hand. But I think they kind of lost their belief once we really took off. There was a couple times where we just landed kicks on like 2 outs and runners on base and scored that I think they were just like, crap, we didn't stop them there, and they lost their belief.
Looking at the score sheet of this game, it's you're talking about there's no easy outs in their lineup. I mean, you're kicking 7, Olivia's kicking 9, and it's like
I'm 8, but yes.
Or you're 8,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
like where are you going to string together?
There's no
3
relief.
quick outs and feel good
No.
for yourself. 1, 2, 3, because you guys turn it over really well.
Yeah.
To me, that was the difference in the game, is that when you guys scored in the middle of the lineup, I was like, that's going to be tough to overcome because it's hard to shut down the top of either.
Yeah.
And so basically, whichever team can get the middle to bottom on in scoring, that's going to be the team that probably wins.
Yeah, 100%. I think, a couple times, not to talk about myself, but there was like one time where it was like runners on second and third, and I dropped one, like literally lined it over Colin Keaty at third and like under the rover, and that scored, a run and stuff, and that's like one out they're hoping to get Olivia up, so like they're farther from Jimmy, and that changes the game.
Yep.
And they didn't get that, and then there was one time I got on and Liv 2 outs moved me and got on, and so it's just like once you get that, it's just like, man, those are the outs
Because
you
you're
need
standing
from Post House.
and you're standing in the field, and you're like, wait, Jimmy's up again. Like,
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
where's the break on this? Where's
yeah.
the relief?
Right.
But that's not to take away from what Post House leadoff did. I think Simon scored 3 out of their 4 runs. So
He kicked great.
Yeah, the top-
There were
He had a really
they were
great catch too.
There were a couple
Yeah,
of
he did, right.
Simon played lockdown right.
Yeah.
Bryson played lockdown center. Harbor had a couple extra line drives where Post House kicked pop-ups. Post House had a couple of errors on defense, and they took a couple of really rough ref calls in the early part of the game. And I don't think that was the deciding factor, but it definitely didn't help, especially early. But all in all, it was a fantastic game. To me, it was closer than the score indicated. And I just want to shout out all the ladies in this game played fantastic.
100%.
Riley for Post House was
Yeah.
killing it. Her first time up, she fucking laced one down the left field line.
Yep.
Yeah, she had a couple really good kicks. There was one time I'm like, okay, we got her here, and because it was like 2 outs, I think, and she plopped one over second, you
Yep.
know, underneath Jimmy when we were already like pretty high, like pretty far in, and I was like, dang, good job.
Yeah. So the 8 runs is a little bit of illusion. It was Harbor just played every phase of the game a little cleaner and a little better.
Bryce,
Hang on, you can't hear you.
this is there we go. This is the largest loss in Bryson's postseason career. He wanted me to go ahead and say that. So I don't know. Whatever everybody wants to take that for what it's
Can
worth.
confirm it was the most fun I had all season.
Here's Lauren.
I'm sorry, you probably don't want to spend more time on this, but I don't understand. I totally thought that one down third that went through Simon's legs was foul. It didn't touch the ground until after third baseline where it landed foul.
Yeah, well,
I know, but
his
I
argument
heard Ben
was that
telling Simon that it was fair to him. I
His-
don't understand that.
in Simon's defense, I saw the same thing that he was arguing about. I saw it go between his legs, and the entire ball was not over the foul line when it passed third base, which would be a fair ball.
Yeah.
So I saw the same thing he did, but the third base ref is closer, and he called it foul, and you can't overturn a foul ball.
I
So-
thought replacing that ref was excessive and cringy.
Actually, I on a couple of levels, I think it's okay. One is if you disagree with a couple of tough calls in a row and you want to replace the ref, I don't really give a fuck. I mean, I felt bad for Kenny for having to come back out there, but on the next level, like you're at the top of the league, if you can replace a ref and the other team will agree, and you think that it's going to shift the focus of your team away from that to something else, that's not a bad move as a captain.
That's fair. And I will say I would like to see more captains out there reffing, especially these championship.
In the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Highly agree.
Cal?
I kind of missed the first part. I was talking to some friends, but I just have to say that we had Eli brought Ryan Kernut, so a.k.a. DJ Press Play. We had his cleats in
I saw on
hanging on our
Facebook.
dugout, and it
Yeah.
just felt different. It felt good.
Yeah.
It was really special, and I if and when we win another championship, because he won with us a few years ago, I think there'll be a lot of happy tears, and it'll be really
Sure.
therapeutic for our team. I think we need
Yeah.
something like that for us. So that was awesome. So thank you to Eli for bringing those
Yeah,
out.
that is really nice.
Also, one quick note, Blake bunted with the bases loaded for post house.
Yeah.
He's a good line drive kicker. I have no explanation.
Did he have success with that play?
No.
Okay.
Why
No,
would you
it
do
ended
that?
up being a double play, I think.
Why would you do that?
Man.
Yep.
Why?
Anyway, I mean, it maybe sort of makes sense if you push it, but he kept it within
No, it
Isaac's
never
range
makes
at
sense.
catcher.
Come on.
So,
I mean, there's something to be said for like a suicide squeeze up first base if you think you can beat it. But
yeah.
That's
No,
safe.
it wasn't a good
That's
idea.
safe.
Yeah.
It's too much
Okay, but
speed
then
on the defense for
Also,
Harvard.
Colin Flanders over in third after that to get 2 outs on that bunt that went 2 yards from home.
Yeah. That's what it
Yeah.
wound up as a double play. It just was a catastrophe. All right, that's it for the games. Hey, Aaron, you want to tell us about our sponsor this week?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Marisa, your voice has deepened.
Yeah. Kirk Gieser State Farm Agency, located at 1811 Wakarusa Drive, Suite 100, understands the importance of being a member of the Lawrence community and supporting local. Whether through peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you out with any financial questions or needs, Kurt and his crew has all the bases covered. Give them a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Woo! Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
The secret best free agent pickup of the season. So, a little self-flagellation here. Discussion question. Seth, you said you had one.
Yeah, something just popped into mind while we were talking. Will the playoff results be factored into preseason rankings when the board goes to seed everybody preseason?
They should be.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, because I had heard that they were not.
The
this
short
year.
answer is we have always weighed the postseason. We used to weigh it more heavily, and I think now we're going to be weighing the regular season more heavily.
Okay.
But they both definitely factor in. So if it was 75-25 before for where the playoffs were, now it's going to be 75-25 from regular season, I think.
Gotcha.
66-33 is probably closer, but yeah, we can't ignore it.
Yeah. I mean, especially because you get so many head-to-head matchups of teams that are obviously right around each other. So
Right.
Okay. Cool. That's
Yep.
all I had.
So self-flagellation? Favorite podcast moment this season?
Not me singing, that's for damn sure.
No, that was pretty good, Cougar.
It's in the running.
That was not my
That's
favorite.
right up there. Up the
Oh,
top.
my God.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I
I
don't
think
know.
my absolute favorite moment from this season, and I don't think the challenge has ever gone answered, but Kenny challenged Bryson $200 cash that he would whoop that ass in any sport of his choosing, from croquet all the way to murder ball. It didn't matter. That was my absolute favorite. And Bryson, I love you, man, but I'm ready for the showdown.
Yeah. So the showdown is taken for the cup games since you guys are going to be Jello wrestling.
Oh God, that's really happening.
Yeah,
it's
but
happening.
it's happening.
That's in
It's
what, the
happening.
7th inning or pregame? When is that
I don't
happening?
know.
Well, details to be determined.
Okay.
But Sean and Cougar are going to Jello wrestle.
Or just put
Yes.
them like all the way out against the center field fence and just let it go on the entire game.
Yeah, but then nobody would be able to see anything. Yeah.
We could
It's
have
not going
an
to last in
independent
target. I'll
camera out
die. I
Yeah.
will die.
It's also dangerous because there are people for both teams that could kick it that far.
there. Just consider it the tree rule, because there's going to be some wood.
That might have been my favorite moment right there. Sean peering into Cougar's soul saying there's going to be some wood.
By the way, the kit is in my house. I bought it on Amazon.
Yeah, I can't remember who posted this question on the thread. It was either Mike or David. Or anyway, I think I'm with whoever said that. It was playing the Lou Gehrig speech by Brian from R Bar
Oh
from the
my
microphone.
gosh. Oh,
I think I'll back that one up.
The microphone in front of the microphone,
Right.
to
Yeah.
produce the like. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Yep. That was good stuff.
That really
Auto-tune,
was.
auto-tune,
That was very
auto-tune, yeah.
memorable.
Yeah.
Least favorite moment?
Me singing. That's what, there it is. There it is. That's easy. Me singing.
Yeah, I would say something from today, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably Cougar singing.
See, I told you, me singing
I mean,
is the least
as
favorite
much
part.
as it is great, it's also awful.
It's awful, of course.
I'll say every time subjects came up that the board was deliberating about.
Hey, Lauren, what's up?
I think Ethan wanted to share that he hated the Sean v. Sean. bad spelling.
The Civil
Yeah,
War
no.
of Sean's?
The joke that'll
That was
never
the-
die.
That was the commissioner's least favorite.
He's just lucky that the Scoonies have not officially won yet, because as soon as they win, there was going to be, you know what, fuck it, there's going to be memes anyways. It's going to be a Sean versus Sean. But I like Sean Wilson. He's a good guy.
What was
Sean
Sean Jolly?
Donnelly,
What was
Black
whoa,
Soul.
What was
Fuck
Jolly?
that
What was
guy.
Black
Jolly?
Soul.
Wait, what was Jolly?
Sean Jolly's good peoples.
Jolly put, okay, let's make sure
Yeah,
Jolly.
yeah, I mean, they can't help it their parents made mistakes.
Yeah. But
They weren't the mistakes.
Right.
The spelling of their names
but,
were.
but of course, Edwards is cool with you. Sean Edwards, a B&G, spells the right way.
Yeah.
Spells it the right way.
Sean
There's
Edwards.
no beef there.
Although he has yet to be part of the Civil War, him
He
and
doesn't
Jolly, what
need
the
to
hell?
be,
Jolly's
because
not
he
part of
knows
it
I'm
either.
holding it down.
Jolly's not part of it either. He should be part of it.
He doesn't need to be. He's like
Okay.
Switzerland. He's a good people.
I
He's
changed my
just
vote.
over
My
there
favorite
doing
part of
his own
the
thing.
podcast this year is Maurice's outfit right now. And my least favorite part is
Me singing.
everything else. Also, Erin Adams wants it known that her least favorite part was the let Cougar go on a rant.
Well, for Aaron, it's, anything Cougar related is her least favorite, so let's just face it. So
My least favorite
She
part
hates
was
me.
when I came on the
Because
podcast.
Aaron hates me, so.
And not one word that I said got recorded to the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
That was my
Oh,
least
okay.
favorite
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, that's good. My least favorite moment of the podcast is every podcast I couldn't make it to because I can't leave you kids alone for 1 second.
That's
No,
true.
it's true.
Can we do when Cougar blushed? Did I already do it already?
I don't know, do you have one?
And Cougar, do you want to tell me what happened to you while you were reffing?
No, not really.
What
Did he get a
happened?
Not
Did he get a
really.
chub?
Not really.
It was a full-on
Not really.
happy.
Not really.
Yeah, so he was reffing in the playoffs, and I said, "Hey Cougar, do you need a water? Do you want a wet rag?" And he goes, "Oh, all of those seem very nice, but I already have a water. I don't really need a wet rag, but I mean, it'd be
Not in
cool
my
if you had
bedroom right
one."
now.
And I said,
No, I did not
"Hey."
say that. That's not true.
That's right. He didn't say that. He said, "No, I don't need a wet rag." And I said, "Are you sure? Because I can get it right here. I can pull it out for you and get you that wet rag." And then he turned away and said, "Fuck off, Marisa."
I did not say fuck off, Marisa. I said.
Hey,
I did
so
not-
here's
I did not
a.
say fuck off, Marisa.
I,
did not
I
say
actually
that.
got a really good one.
Sure.
So Kenny from Honey Badgers asked, "Who is the trickiest offensive player to defend, kicking wise?"
Wow.
Tricky.
Thought that was a really good question.
Trickiest offensive.
It depends on who's reffing.
No.
I kicked with the left foot. And
I gotta say, Ben, you're
Cougar
pretty
said-
tricky yourself. I'm not gonna lie, Ben. You're pretty tricky yourself.
the one
We don't
step
know
run
the
up.
1-2 step. We
Yeah.
can go short,
Yeah,
deep,
you
or
know
middle.
You know how
Maybe they call it.
tricky, you know how tricky Ben is? Ben can no refs saw any of this happen. All right, so one of my players during our game when it was 10-3, sorry, going back to last week, none of our players saw this. The head ref didn't see shit. The third base ref, the first base ref didn't see anything. All they had to hear was, Ben, what'd you see? Coming in from fucking right field. Oh, that person left off early. All right, it's now left off early.
That's because my honesty is unassailable.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
That's got nothing to do with the best or the toughest offensive player to defend, though.
Nicole, what you got?
Nicole?
No, it doesn't.
Noah McKee.
Noah McKee. See, yeah, I was gonna say either Noah or Alex because they're very quick and they know where to put the ball and they kick line drives. I also thought RJ is really tough because he can kick it over the fence, and if you back up, he knows how to drop it in.
Talk about Ryan RJ from Honey Badgers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure. Okay.
Yeah, how is it not? How is the reffing not a part of the best offensive player?
Taking the reffing.
No, hang on, let me talk.
Oh my gosh.
Put your dick back in this place.
The question was just offensive player, not
talk about
not
offensive
ref.
player, the trickiest
I
offensive player.
might
Mauricio.
nominate. I might nominate
Trickiest,
Ariel from D-Holes just because he's got that bunt. He does it probably better than others. I know Finley can do it. Rex on our team can do it as well, and some other players. But I think Ariel's probably best in the league at it.
I think
Yeah, he's tough.
Cal, what do you got?
Harbor Lights is pretty
Sean, you got anything?
predictable.
I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear
Harbor
Cal.
Lights is predictable. However, like halfway through the season, we told Liv, we were like, hey, you're playing like, technically in the ones now. Like, like let's add some more stuff to your toolkit. And she like has been toasting people in the outfield. She can kick it, like place kick it on the ground to short and get on. She still might bunt. Like, we just love telling her, like, hey, go up and, like, just do what you want to do and have fun, and, like, giving her that freedom and not – I think she was nervous the first part of the season and being, like, having more competition and feeling, like, frustrated when she didn't get on bunting against the best, triangles in the league. And so we just kind of gave her that freedom, and she's kind of sneaky and kind of crushing it. So
expanding on –
So, Cal, who was repping for you guys during those games?
I have no idea. Either way, she was going to kick it over somebody's head regardless of who was repping.
It was a good rep,
expanding
right?
on that a little bit, the bunt that, especially those ladies that go on like the travel circuit, like
Yes.
Carrie and Betsy in particular, are the ones that stick out in my mind that do that like kind of chop bunt.
It's like the dog peeing on the.
It is like I don't know where that came from. It
Yeah.
seems like it exploded into our league this year, but man, it
Yeah.
is tough.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
What's up, Kenny? What do you got?
I am going to say Mike Z. He didn't kick against us, but, I mean,
Did you say Mike Z?
Mike Z from
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
Garden, I mean, his bunts are just phenomenal. And then if he did kick, which he usually doesn't, but if he does, he can burn some right fielders or even left fielders pretty good.
His on-base percentage suggests that he's one
Although,
of
to
the
be fair,
toughest.
Kenny, you guys did a really good job defending Mike Z's bunts that
Were,
game.
were
did a
you
really good
playing
job.
that game?
Yeah.
Well, congrats.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you're
Lou
ha-
and Andy
I'm glad
actually
that
thought
you're
of the
so.
switch and everything, but still, Mike Z, like, he's on point when it
Yeah.
comes
Yeah.
to
Are you
punting and
trying to steal him? Is that your vocal
No,
vocal poaching?
I don't try to steal anything. I just work and then play
You
kickball.
just
Who's the
Fish
trickiest
and
manager or
produce-
coach in the league
and
now?
then try to fish when I can.
Oh, it's definitely never be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's never be. Oh, yeah, by far.
All right. Anybody got anything else there? No.
No.
Anybody have any thoughts on most surprising team of the tournament, for good or bad?
Kicking assets on a 28 team against a 5 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell of a
Okay,
result.
I mean,
That'll work,
come
yeah.
on. How is that not already been talked about more than one time right now?
That was last week.
28 seed. Yeah, it was last week.
That was
but I
on last
wasn't fucking
podcast.
Here.
That was on last podcast.
That was the last
Yeah.
box that we talked about. Yeah.
Hey, I washed my dog since then, so thank you.
No problem. Anytime. I would say I wanted to put some love on Tropics too because they hung right with
Yeah,
Red
yeah,
Lion.
yeah.
So maybe Red Lion is just a common thread that they made everybody look good. I don't
I
know.
don't-
I think that Red Lion just is they are a one person down team.
Yeah.
They cannot play. They cannot win with one person being down. Okay, yeah, they won, but by how close? 3 runs by a 28 seed?
In a way that makes us the most
no,
unsurprising team.
No, I'm not done talking. One run.
Oh, boy.
KBC is what? Bottom 21?
Yeah.
20?
Yeah,
Somewhere
but
in
we were
there?
missing a player as well.
But the thing is, they're number one. They're center fielder. They're number one kicker. If they are that team, that means they're not going to be up and where they are.
I don't know.
If
So
you do
if
that.
you're saying he's their best player, if you take the best player off of any team, for a lot of teams that's their third baseman or their I don't know, center fielder,
A lot of teams
catcher.
in the bottom half. In the top half, seriously, you take Kenny out when he's sick with COVID, they still fucking win games.
Well, Red Lions still won games.
Red Lions still won games.
Barely.
But a
Barely.
win's a win.
A win's a win. They're
But if you look at by that line of thinking, Kansas Tree Care won all of their games all year, barely.
Barely, yeah.
But but self-admittedly, they've also stated
Yeah, but
they're
did
not
they,
trying
did they,
to
did they
win by
win
30 or get
but
hurt.
did
So-
they win barely by almost a 30-seeded team? Come on.
No, they didn't get it. They didn't get a chance to. They didn't get a chance to
Give it
play
to
a
me.
30-seeded team.
I
The
don't know.
board, the board
KT's
robbed them of that opportunity this year.
KTC beat Corksuckers
Street
by
Care.
2, and
Yeah.
Corksuckers lost in the
To a 25.
yeah,
Yeah.
to a 25 in the plate.
Yeah.
So
That's not the lowest.
So I don't think that I just want to put a spotlight on them because all season they earned it, and then they played to their potential that everyone started to expect, and I think above it. But home loans going into next year is going to have a lot of pressure on them because they're on a similar path to where the last few years and I don't think I'm out of line after the way they played at the end of the season.
Nope.
They're on a harpies
Change
trajectory
change
to
those
where
jerseys.
whether it's their
Change those
beginning of their
jerseys.
Forget about the jerseys.
beginning
there.
of their
But
tenure in the
this-
league or
but-
not, you have to start somewhere. And they started at the bottom.
Home
and
loans.
look at where they've gotten already.
But last year, look, there's a team that's on that trajectory as well. That was our bar, and I did a tough schedule.
I
and
don't-
what
I don't-
happened
I
to
don't
our
think
bar?
so.
Our bar was in the plate last year.
You know what? Hey,
But they didn't do well this year.
Complain
As far as
about
they're
how
2-8.
well they
They're
did,
2-8.
how hard their schedule was. I think that their schedule wasn't that hard, and that's coming from a team who was at the lower of the entire league,
Congrats
but had
for your win.
but had the 15th hardest schedule in the league. Out of all the teams, we had one of the hardest schedules out of any team.
I want to.
No, I would disagree with
I want to put some love on D-Holes
Numbers
also
don't lie.
for their late season resurgence. They kind of got shit on schedule wise and just in the
Yeah.
in my rankings. I always had them like below 16, and
Yeah.
here they are again in the twain, beating teams that are ranked higher than them. So
You took mine.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. They they're not the most exciting team to talk about ever, but we got to put some love on D-Holes for sure.
Yep.
Hey, Seth.
Yes.
Just so you know, Ben is taken.
Ben's
So
taken.
shut the
Got it.
fuck off.
I'm taking 2. No worries.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about before we get into the next games?
Next game.
All right.
These are predictions, right?
Yep.
Let's
Here we
do it.
go. We're predicting a prediction.
Yeah.
Boot final, 4 p.m. Hobbs Park. Poshwash against TBD. So right now it would be the Scoonies unless the Rockets come back. So I guess the question is does anybody want Scoonies or Rockets over Poshwash?
Did you, hey,
Scoonies
Sean,
and or Rockets over Posh.
Sean Meredith, did you guys play Scoonies this year yet?
We did not. I've been aching and begging for this matchup
Okay.
all year.
He was the Shawnees, as he call it.
Yeah. So if we beat them, then I think it's wholly believable that next year when the Scoonies come out to play and their cutoffs, their shirts are going to be all the same, but instead of Scoonies, it's going to say the Shawnees, and it's going to be spelled correctly.
Well, I picked you guys in the Cougar After Dark to win the boot, so I got to stick with that. And also,
But it was
that would mean that you were seated correctly, right? 32.
Yeah.
That's what you so you
Yeah.
should play up to your
We-
seed and win this.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that. I'll take Poshwash.
As someone that's to be on the broadcast with Aaron Garger, as a former journalist, guess what I'm going to say? I abstain.
All 4 games are going to be live streamed
Or broadcast.
Why are you abstaining?
They all are?
I'm a former journalist. I'm calling a game. Or as Aaron is.
calling 3 other games, and I'm going to pick
You're gonna
someone.
you're gonna
fine,
play
but you're
and then
not
call
former
3 in a row.
journalist, I am.
Hi,
Holy
hello.
shit.
I'm here. I have a vagina. Can I talk while you guys stop swinging dicks for a minute?
Go for it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm thinking Poshwash.
Talk.
You're picking us?
Picking Poshwash.
I'm very
over
surprised.
Scoonies because I could beat Scoonies. I can beat Poshwash.
Maybe next year.
I can beat Rockets. Rockets
Undefeated.
are
Game of the week.
Rockets are. If you have Rockets, it's a hard one.
Oh, yeah. A red
'Cause
rocket,
they're
indeed.
gonna like do this, rocket up there.
Cougar, we could just get you to flip a coin and pick games that way.
No.
That way it won't impugn your
No,
journalistic
I abstain.
integrity.
I have journalistic integrity. I abstain.
Hey, I have it in my vagina. If you want me, I can like.
Next game.
That's like saying
Kevin
you'll
was
save
safe.
yourself for marriage when you can't get any tail.
They're called morals,
Story of
man.
my
That's a
life.
chat-boardy
Story of
thing
my
to
life.
say.
All right, that's too much cock talking. Let's go on to the next game.
All right, next game. Plate final, 5:30 p.m. at Hobbs Park.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah.
Woo! The 13 seed Free State against the 15 Porn Spatulas.
Little background before you guys make your picks. 2 years ago, we played them at Hobbs Park, 7 o'clock, and we beat them 3-2. This year, we played them week 1, and we beat them 15-14. So, yeah, we should probably, I don't know, win by 1. But anyway, Sean, you're going to broadcast this?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yes.
Right on.
Yeah, I'll be
Thanks.
doing the other 3 games. So
That's a night
He
at
will
Hobbs
be.
Park.
He will
Holy
be.
shit.
Yep.
All right, go for it.
This is is this the first plate final we've had in a long time where both teams are on the north side of the 16?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah?
correct.
I can't remember the
That's
last
correct.
time.
No, when was Harpies? Harpies was up there, and that was like one.
What both teams were up to, not
Yeah,
both teams, not both teams.
Both teams are top
Both
half.
teams top half.
This
Yeah.
might be the lowest
teams are top
combined
half,
seeding of
Yeah.
a less awesome final.
Yeah.
28 total, 13 and 15.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I'm just going to assume that both of you sandbagged it in the first round.
Untrue. We did not. KBC just beat us.
Come on, KBC's not that good.
Yeah. 10-1.
Oh, wait.
Just to
Sorry.
own my own, because I'm not quite sure what's happening here, because there's too much guy talk going on. But 28 was the lowest.
We're not talking about that. We're talking
about the opposite of that.
Opposites.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God.
No, he's talking about the
Combined
combined
28.
seeds.
If you're
Yeah.
listening.
To illustrate your point, one of the teams in the plate final, when you made it as the 28, was ranked 28. If you combine the two seeds here, it's 28.
It's okay. Don't talk about it. I rubbed my microphone. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm ready to hear some picks.
Yeah, Cougar, who aren't you picking?
I abstain.
Why? Are you on this broadcast too?
Might be
Hey,
reffing.
no,
I might
no,
be
no,
reffing.
no,
I might be reffing.
I got it. Hey, Cougar, if you say who you're not picking, it doesn't mean you're picking the other team.
I abstain.
Fair. Respect
abstain.
it.
I abstain.
Marisa, who you picking? Free State Triple X.
For the plate,
For the Princess Diana plate.
Have you guys ever won the plate?
totally in it. Triple X and hands down Free State.
All right. Woo.
All right, Lauren, what you got?
Free State.
Didn't Triple X play for one of the?
They played for the
final
Twain
last year.
Yeah.
Last year.
Final.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought we were doing plate.
We are.
Yeah.
We're not talking about last year.
Yeah.
Sean, what you got?
I've got a close one. I think this may go extras, but I have Free State edging out the Porn Spats.
Ooh, all right.
I had the same thought.
I don't like that
Yeah.
everybody picked us.
Yeah.
So
Well, almost everyone.
Wait, did you
almost everyone.
Yeah.
So Ben, to answer your question, we had a run of 3 less awesome championships in 4 years appearances. We won in 2012, we lost in 2013, and then in 2015 we lost to freaking Kenny in the less awesome championship.
Oh,
Los
yeah.
Matadors.
I remember that
Most
one.
ridiculous
You lost
bullshit
to one
ever.
person?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
lost to
what
one
he was.
person.
I don't know what he was doing on that side of the bracket, but that one
Yeah,
fucking sucked.
yeah.
So
That seems
One person
unfair.
is what you're
Slumming.
saying, Seth. You lost to one person.
Paul Santos was there
Has
too.
Kenny
That's the only
lost
person
the
I
game
remember.
since then?
Probably hasn't been on that side of the bracket since
Oh, wait,
then.
was that the year where Santos wanted to go left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandbagging son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Can I just ask how many females were on that team? Because I'm not gonna let it go to this whole.
At least 3, but I don't
At
remember their
least
names
3,
from
yeah.
2015.
Yeah,
Sorry.
way to be sexist. Way to be sexist,
Oh
but
my
it's okay.
gosh, Marisa.
Yeah.
I'll take another Posh Rush dog wash from you.
Twain final, 7:15 p.m. at Hobbs Park. Number 8 seed Honey Badgers, number 14 seed D-Holes.
There's a rematch.
Badgers. Wait, what happened to Red Lion?
Hammond, what do you got on this? Come on, make a prediction,
Come on
buddy.
down, Holland.
Oh, I need to get my prediction on tape. Free State by 1.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
To quote Cougar.
Yeah,
Free
we're
State-
all on the same page.
My
then.
team by 1.
Yeah.
So,
I think
Alex,
in some of these games, home team matters.
Yeah.
Speaking of the mic,
Is there any way that we can
We'll
do
get- yes.
state? Because it's
Jesus.
Not right now.
All right, D-Holes,
Go
Honey
ahead,
Badgers.
So, yeah, last time that Badgers and D-Holes played, no, Megan, Cedric, and I were not there. So basically our entire triangle, and then a lot of kicking power.
Yeah, that was a 13-2 loss.
Yeah, it was not a
but
great.
that was week
and
3.
then that was also the week that Bickle and Kenny got into it. But I think that this game will be much closer. I'm realistic about our opportunities and chances against that team. I think that this will probably be like a 9-6, 10-7 type-ish game. It really depends on who jumps out on the hot start. Middle game, hopefully we can actually get in their heads a little bit and force them to make some errors. And if we can do that, I think we can keep them down. Same thing the other way. They can very well jump out to a very hot start and put us in a bad headspace. And I really hope that that's not going to be the case, because we've come a long ways from week 5 of doing that shit. So,
all right. I'll say I think these teams are actually kind of similar in that I think with the new lineups and the new defensive alignments, I think both teams are going to have trouble with preventing the top of the lineup bunters from getting on. So I think it's probably going to come down to who can place kick better in the middle, and I think I'm going to go with Honey Badgers on that front.
I picked against the Badgers one time in the last 3 years, and they won that game. I'm not going to make the same mistake. I think that loss to JWE really awoken something in them. They looked like a completely different team the last game they played, and I think that even though the D-Holes do have like that veteran leadership and I think maybe a better top of the lineup, I think top to bottom kicking wise that the Badgers have the edge. I'm kind of along the same lines as Hammond was. I'm more of a 12-7 is what I'm leaning towards. Close game.
I think it's going to be closer than that.
I think it's going to be
but yeah.
very close, maybe until the end even. But I think it'll be about a 4 or 5 run game. Going to go with the Badgers.
Okay. Aaron, what do you think?
I think Honey Badgers.
All right. Cougar?
I abstain. Lauren?
I don't wanna
I
make
am abstaining.
prediction.
Journalism. I'm abstaining.
No
Lauren?
prediction, but I meant to bring this up earlier. I think Aliyah from Honey Badgers was like 8 for 8 or like 10 for 10 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Every time I saw her kick, she got on base. That's all I had to share.
I think that Honey Badgers' bugaboo in the playoffs is second game of doubleheaders. I think that's where they have struggled historically. So the fact that they only have to play one game on Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and give them the edge. If it was the second game of a doubleheader, I think D-Holes has a more has a better chance to hold it together than Badgers. They seem to get a little wild later in the evening, but 7:30, whatever it is at Hobbs Park, they should be primed and ready to go. So I'll go Honey Badgers also.
Badgers also played really goods under the lights once already this season.
And I don't think they've ever won a trophy, have they? The Honey Badgers?
Honey Badgers never won a trophy, no.
It's
or
time.
The Rats.
It's time, yeah,
it
for
would
sure.
be the Honey Badgers or the Rats, yeah.
Plus, if D-Holes doesn't win, then we don't have to apologize for breaking another donut off of the Twain Trophy. So, still sorry about that, Alex.
He's over it.
So, before we get to the Cup final, let's hear about our sponsor again. Marissa's abdicated her duties, so she's put Erin in her spot again. Oh, no, here she is.
Kirk Geezer State Farm Agency, located at 1811 Wakarusa Drive, Suite 100, understands the importance of being a member of the Lawrence community and supporting local. Whether it's through peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you out with any financial questions or needs, Kurt and his crew has all the bases covered. Give them a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
You forgot the dot.
All right.
www. That's yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, thanks for correcting that.
All right, last game of the season, the Cup Final, 9:15 p.m. at Hobbs Park. Either infected by or before or after by Jello Wrestling with Sean and Cougar.
Gosh.
What's up with the live odds about that right now? What's the live odds of that per your favorite Everton fan, Ryan Pendry, the captain of the KBC Tropics?
Well, Pendry, I'm just going to go ahead and set those early odds at minus 650 me. Cougar, you are in for the worst
I'm going
cornholing
to
you've
die.
ever experienced.
Somebody have it 911 on speed dial, please.
You better, because this is not going. This is going to be worse than when you went to Boy Scout camp.
I think.
I'm already gonna boycott all of this because, for one, there's way too many boys talking.
It's
about
for charity. We're raising money for charity.
Would this be
Moving
pregame?
on.
Are we
Okay,
thinking
that's
pregame for this, or it's all?
It's either going to be between games or
Yeah.
I think that's the most
The
likely
logistics
scenario.
of it are it's either going to be between the Twain and the Cup or after the Cup. Realistically, we just want as many people in the stands. So
It's
got
to be in the grass, though, right? You can't get all that KY jelly all over the.
It's not going to be on the field.
It'll be off. It'll be like off the first base,
Okay,
or off the
okay.
third base
We
side.
just want as many people there to raise as much money for
Well, I wasn't going to bring my drone to Hobbs Park on Sunday night, but fuck, now I am.
Yeah,
I'm going to
fuck
get some
yeah,
aerial
get
views
some
of
close-ups
this.
there.
Very family.
I think you should definitely bring your drone.
Oh, it's going down. Yeah.
Are
definitely.
you saying Cougar is like plus 650?
Plus 650?
I'm taking that in a heartbeat,
Yeah, I'll take
man.
those numbers.
No, don't do it.
He's got the height. He's got the reach,
No,
and you
I
do not
no,
want
I
to
do
make
not.
Cougar
I
mad.
cannot wrestle.
650?
No. Do not bet on Cougar. Do not. No.
Yeah,
no.
I'm not disrespecting your ability to go Wolverine Berserker style on Cougar, Sean. But
No.
I'm
I'm
just upset that sports betting isn't legal in Kansas just yet.
Oh, my gosh.
Get some live lines on this.
Do not bet on Cougar winning this list. What, Lauren?
Whose knees are better? I feel like Cougar's knees are better, and that's going to be clutch here.
I do feel like
Knees
I
look
need
good.
to explain that spread, Cougar. It's only fair to tell you that the first sport once I moved to Kansas that I did was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 6 years.
Oh, even
And
better.
I didn't
Thanks.
choose a purple belt.
Thank you.
So that's why there's an early minus 650.
But he will have already played one kickball game that day, so he'll be tired.
Yeah.
I'll still die.
You're not going to die. I'm going to let you live.
Hey.
Thank you.
You know, the
Maybe.
chosen people are half
hang on,
responsible
Ben,
for
stop
coming up with
talking.
jujitsu.
So, you know what I can do for you?
What, Marisa?
I don't know jiu-jitsu, but I have wrestled for 8.5 years, and I can at least give you some pointers on counter moves.
What?
So throw them into the wrestling.
I want to see a montage of Marisa training Cougar on how to wrestle
I
this
don't.
week.
I
Sounds
don't.
good.
Jesus, do we have enough time? A montage of Cougar getting turned
Oh
on
my
by
God,
Marisa?
it's-
We
No,
don't
no, no,
have enough
trained.
time.
No,
Yeah,
my
not
gosh.
enough for women.
Yeah.
Are there any other festivities going on at Hobbs Park this weekend?
No. I assume there will be food out there.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we kicking for charity still?
Fun in the stands.
Yeah.
I honestly I don't know.
Okay.
I think we might have.
If you're not,
kiboshed that.
donate that money to the House of McCoy when I
Yeah.
whoop Cougar and some Jello.
Yeah,
Good.
where is? They wouldn't have like a little montage on
Yeah,
us
Cougar.
No. No
Actually,
montage.
instead, let's talk about Greg Geezer.
Cougar, I would be worried if for no other reason than I just peeked over here at Sean, and he's got a Band-Aid on the back of his neck, like he's Marcellus fucking Wallace.
Be afraid, Cougar.
Looks like he was just
I'm already
jacked-
am afraid.
It looks like Sean was covering up his like jacked into the Matrix where he was like
Oh my
learning
God.
jujitsu.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, can we like finish it up with some of
The
our
championship.
sponsorship? Or
Yeah.
championship.
Yes. Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
not even.
No. Read us the. I would say read us the sponsorship stuff, but Aaron did.
Aaron Derry did that.
Yeah.
Just did it.
Yeah.
He just did.
So Cup Final, 9:15 p.m. Hobbs Park. Number 1, Kansas Tree Care. Number 2, Harbor. It's the matchup everybody and nobody wants.
Yeah. Well, on top of that.
Third year in a row?
do you
Right?
wanna say
Fourth
the
year,
rest
yeah.
of,
Is it fourth year in a row?
Fourth
Yeah.
year in a row,
It's the
correct.
fourth,
Wow.
not fourth year, but fourth season in
Fourth
a row.
season in a row,
season in a
yeah.
row.
And here's Cal to say something.
I'm not going to like make a prediction. I was just thinking most of today about how whoever has been the home team has won, right?
Yep.
Correct.
That
Like
is
we
correct.
got our asses kicked that first year, but
17-2,
But then the
yeah.
next year was like a walk off for us, and the next
Yep.
year might have been a walk off for
For
you all.
them.
I mean, it's just always. I feel like the home
the-
advantage is a big deal in this
It
game. That's-
is.
I was just gonna leave you with that.
Okay.
Especially the top 4 teams get a fucking privilege, and you get a fucking walk off. Congrats.
I feel like Cal is trying to reverse curse there.
Yeah,
Anybody else
seriously.
getting that?
Yeah,
Anybody else getting
definitely.
that impression? Avery?
I feel like it was every team that had Alex McKee play for it won the championship.
Oh.
And then if neither team had Alex McKee, then it was like more neutral.
I saw Jess tighten up when you said that.
Oh, I saw it too.
Yeah. Here we go.
Girl.
I actually think it was every team that had Nicole, I believe.
Hey.
So.
Nicole, baby girl.
Jess, did you have anything for this?
Just so you all know, Nicole
prediction,
was up here.
Jess?
Nicole was the Nicole. I'm gonna start a nudist colony. Nudist colony. Want to join it?
All right. Jess, what do you got?
I was going to say it's going to be a good game as always. I think that Harbor looks really good this year, and if we're kicking how we can and how we did against Post House and Harpies, it's going to be really tough. But I think, for KTC, it's like it sucks because Kansas Tree Care, okay?
Kansas Tree Care. Jesus, Jess. Jesus, Jess.
Too many words, okay?
No.
Something that I do want to say to the top teams, though, I do want to ask you. I really appreciated you guys saying, let's, promote more female athletes actually playing.
Well, I'm always
But
going to promote that.
Yes, but how does that really help you guys when you already have all of the most best female athletes and you don't have all of the bottom tier teams? Like, how does that promote and get rid of the poaching of getting females that if you do the 4-woman lineup, regardless.
What the?
Let's
Can we?
say
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say, to be honest.
Whenever you guys were up here, you said, I'm sorry.
Okay, can we just move on
This is
from
what
this?
I said. I embarrassed Ben.
Jesus. Jess, just continue what you're saying about the game, Jess.
I was just going to say.
No, I'm still talking.
Yeah, we know this, Marisa.
I was just say that Kansas Tree Care, you can never count them out. They're always going to be in it until the final inning. So, I think we're going to try and, get up early if we can because, like I said, you can never count them out. It'll be a good game. I enjoy a lot of the people on Kansas Tree Care. What?
I said upper teams never embarrassed because they're upper teams.
I didn't say embarrass.
No. I was saying for myself.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
I have a question about Harbor
Marisa,
Lights
will
because
you
I didn't get to see you play last week. I didn't know that Cal was out. Who pitches for you now?
We had Hillary or Chris pitching, so we tried a couple different things.
Okay.
When Chris pitched, AO went to outfield, I went to one.
So you stuck with 4 outfielders regardless?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Cal pitched an inning in that Post House game, and it was either 1, 2, 3 or 3 out of 4.
Yeah, we picked an inning where, they're not a big bunting team anyways.
Right.
So it was like, you might as well, you're probably better off there. Like, just
Are you
get
playing
out
on?
of the way.
Are you playing on Sunday? Yeah. All right. Can't sit it out. All right, no way.
So let's get to the picks.
Yeah, I wondered about it, but she came in, pitched, got her inning in, and no damage.
Yeah?
Zero damage.
All right.
I'll just say what's at stake for both teams here. We have, with Harbor Lights trying to win their second ever title, I believe they'll be the 5th team ever to ever have multiple titles, I believe. That was Love Garden, Sure Factory, Post House, Kansas Tree Care. Yeah, they'll be the 5th team to have multiple titles. What's at stake for Kansas Tree Care? They go for their 5th title, which would tie with Laura Sure Factory for the most all time.
Oh, man.
So
and
that's
back to
Cougar will
back.
have an aneurysm
and back to
if
back.
that happens.
First time ever, besides first guy, go back to back.
And
they failed 3 other times, and it's hard to go back to back.
This is where I want to sneak in a tiny discussion question. 2 of those Lawrence Sure Factory titles were against Red Lion, who, at the time, having been on the team, I could say, was nowhere near as top-end talented as Harbor Lights has been the past couple years. No disrespect. It's just the truth.
They didn't have, the true rival.
Right. So
Yeah.
if KTC wins this year, do we say they're the best team ever?
Yeah.
That's the question. Is
Yeah.
that what's at stake here?
Sure. I'm good with that.
And who are they playing, just so that I know?
Harbor Lights.
Harbor Lights.
So
Harbor Lights.
not even just that. I think extending their current streak, just looking at their current streak alone for Kansas Tree Care, has already put them in that upper echelon of being the best ever. I think winning this championship would put a stamp on it and make it kind of like that.
I think
that
it's
sixth ring for Tom Brady.
Yeah, I
is
think it's
like,
still a question right
there's
now.
never a question anymore.
Yeah.
If they win on Sunday, there will be no more question. Cougar's going to have to clean off his chin.
Well,
and
that'll
get rid
be
of
how
the
many-
Shirt factory.
But they've won 3 in a row. That's the thing. They've won 3 in a row.
Well, this will be 3 out of 4 with a walk-off loss. I mean, it's not 3 in a row, but
No, but it's not 3 in a row.
No. They had a walk-off loss to Muddy Waters 2 years ago.
2 years ago, not this year.
We're just talking about historic rankings of Kansas Tree Care against other top teams ever. Do you have any more setting the stage?
No. There'll be more during the broadcast, but I'll just go with the basics. That's what's at stake. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. And again, I'm staying for the prediction. Yep.
Cal kind of stole my thunder. I was going to say just the fact that Kansas Tree Care is going to be batting last, and obviously the medal that they showed this past weekend, batting last, winning 2 walk-off games in the playoffs. I'll go with Kansas Tree Care in this one. Probably, I don't know, 6-5? 6-5 maybe?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't watch it. I know.
Sean, did you have one?
So I think it's going to be more of a, at least for recency bias, more of a higher scoring game than I think anyone's expecting, just because Harbor kicks so well and so often. They're going to put runs on the board, and not to discredit Kansas Tree Care, I think they're going to answer those runs. I think this could be another extra inning game, maybe, but I see it more of a 9-8, which isn't high scoring by our standards in the league, but for these two teams matching up, I see it 9-8, the stamp being put on, the question being answered, Kansas Tree Care becoming the best of all time.
Yeah, I've got it tough here because I picked Kansas Tree Care earlier.
Yeah, I mean, they were my preseason pick, too, in this exact match.
And I'm not sure if the close scores this last week are indicative of the bracket or, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it. It's they played the games closer, but they also always do what they need to do when it comes down to it. So I guess I'm going to stick with the home team that can win it in the bottom of the inning. So I'll go with Kansas Tree Care.
Well, somebody better pick Harbor Lights. Holy shit. This can't be a clean sweep.
I abstain.
Marisa?
Oh, I don't know. Am I allowed to talk now that you all fucking talked with your dicks swinging and everything is cool?
geez,
Now
here we go again.
I'm the last one to speak now? Just making sure it's okay. Look at him. He's rubbing his head because he's like not quite sure. He's checking his phone.
Marisa, you go and then I'll go. Yeah, we can do this. Let's do it.
Are you up here
You go.
making? Are you up
go.
here making?
No, you go.
You can talk, girl, talk. Let's go.
I was just gonna say I remember the year that we did get our butts kicked. We had a lot of momentum out at YSC, and then we had to go back to Hobbs. It was, I think, a year where the schedule was crunched, where we maybe played games and then went out to Hobbs for the championship.
Yeah,
correct.
And we kind of hung our heads if we would have just stayed out at YSC and played there, but that wouldn't have been right. And I will say the only thing I'm worried about is Kansas Tree Care loves Hobbs.
Yeah.
They the McKees live on a fucking wiffle ball field. They're always out at South Park. They're always doing something on a ball field that they just, it's just comfortable for them. And I would say for us, it's a little bit harder. I don't know. Hobbs, for whatever reason, it's not the people in the stands. It's not the lights. It's just the size of the field.
It might be the
size of
tree.
the
They're
dirt.
more comfortable with the tree
It's
rule,
the dirt,
whereas you
it's
guys
the
aren't.
grass,
Yeah.
it's all of those things. So if anything, I would say messes us up, that would be my excuse. But it is going to be a great game. I don't even know if I.
Unless there's something
I don't know. We'll
You don't know who you're going for?
I'll be happy either way just to be there with my friends. I'll be happy for my friends like I am every year on Kansas Tree Care, but I really think my team deserves some love this year because I think we always are kind of coming, you know, that the number 2. We're just always kind of that we're number 2.
What I've seen from Harbor Lights, aka Muddy Waters, to KTC.
Don't worry, we'll have a different name next year. Just now that you've gotten used to calling us Harbor Lights, we already have a different sponsor.
So KTC versus Beaverhausen.
Kansas Tree Care.
Yeah, totally. The thing is that you guys are both very respectable teams, and you both do what needs to be done. Your offense and defense are matchable. It's gonna be who gets to 3 first. It's gonna be who gets to 3 first.
I agree. Hey, thank you all. Thank you to everyone up there for just doing this every week and having this and letting us come out and be turkeys. Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming out
Cal.
here.
Thank you, Cal.
Real quick, sorry. Just because Hallman's here, I don't know if he's going to hear and listen over here, but last year this time, the right side of our defense was weak and the bottom of our lineup was weak, and I'm just saying keep an eye on that. I said it last week. Again, our lineup, bottom of the lineup's going to get it done.
Yeah. Anybody remember the Titans? Right side?
Strong side.
Boom.
Also, KBC Tropics remember the Titans because isn't that your pregame ceremony?
What is?
Where you got all the guys run out to the middle of the infield and say like, "We are the Tropics, the mighty mighty Tropics."
You.
Yeah.
Please drop the KBC.
Right.
That's terrible.
You know why they call
Tropics is
KBC?
awesome. KBC.
We'll
gotta
get
go.
to the origin of KBCs next week there, okay, John? We'll get to that.
Put that in the email, Cougar.
Also, Aaron Newton has Harbor Lights winning this game, just so you guys know.
Good pick.
There you go.
Good pick.
Just make note that I didn't get a say in it.
You had your say.
No, you already
Who are you
said.
picking?
Doesn't matter.
You said
you already
first to
said
3.
Aaron, like, hey, just want to make note that it's only Dex right now.
Marisa, who are you picking in this game?
Oh, thank you. That's so kind of you. Who am I?
Are you abdicating so Aaron can come in? Why don't you read it?
Well, because he's a man and only men get to speak on the mic
Okay.
when it's important.
I got it. Today we are sponsored by Kurt Gieser State Farm Insurance. Yeah, go ahead.
Kurt Gieser State Farm, agency located at 1811 Wakarusa Drive, Suite 100. Kurt understands the importance of being a member of the Lawrence community and supporting local, whether it's through peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you out with any financial questions or needs. Kurt and his crew have all the bases covered. Give them a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.insures.com. Go Harbor Lights.
Thank you, Aaron.
There it is.
Thank you, Aaron.
Also, Cougar whispered in my ear that he's picking Harbor Lights.
Yes, I also go for Harbor Lights.
There you
All
go.
right, there you go. 3-2.
Yeah. I'm just 3-3.
Oh yeah, Cougar.
Yeah.
No, I
shadow
abstained.
Cougar
That's
pick.
3-2-1. I abstained. Doesn't count.
If you don't pick, we'll pick for you,
Oh,
Coug.
stop.
Thank you all. Thank you guys. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Cougar. Thank you, Marisa and Aaron and Sean. Send
Take us
out,
out,
buddy.
Coug.
No,
You have some
he's
music.
got it.
Oh, Sean's got it.
It is a restaurant where they buy food to eat. It is a good place to listen to the music. People flock here to get down to the rock music. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's. Rock and roll McDonald's.
I didn't forget about Leslie Willis.
Rock over London. Rock over Paris.
Rock
They
over
serve
London.
Big Macs.
Rock on Chicago.
They serve quarter
Walgreens.
pounders.
The Pharmacy America Justices. It whipped the mule's ass with a belt.
McDonald's.